The Carnival Talk series is brought to you by GrenadaMarket.com.
Well, greetings everyone and welcome to this week's episode of Carnival Talk. We're taking it another step. We're closer to concluding our 7-part series. This is episode 4, and we're featuring persons who are preparing for various aspects of Carnival. You've seen Andrew Hitz Phillip, of course, working on his musical genius, producing and also performing. And we've also featured the Jambalassi movement as well prior. Now this week we are featuring 2 artists who are getting ready for the semi-rounds, one of which may have already been concluded by the time you're viewing this. Joining me today is Riggy Atmosphere. His name is Ryan DeRiggs. This is his first time entering the semis for the Groovy competition, and also Valene Nedd. This is Valene's 3rd time entering the semi-final round. She made it to the 2019 finals for Mardi Gras, and we certainly hope and wish her all the best for this year's competition. It's Carnival Talk right here on Lexan TV. Don't move a muscle. We'll be right back.
Authentic Grenadian products are now only a mouse click away at GrenadaMarket.com. Nutmeg and guava jams, jellies and the syrups, world famous nutmeg pain relief spray, black sage, soursop, lemongrass, and bois bande bar. Ordering is simple and friendly. All major credit cards accepted. Safe, secure shopping guaranteed. GrenadaMarket.com ships your product anywhere in the world. So when you can't go to the island, the products off the island can be sent to you. Just log on to www.GrenadaMarket.com and experience our quick delivery and homely service.
Welcome back to this episode of Carnival Talk. It's Lexan TV, and of course, we are looking at the big to Grenada's biggest festival, Spice Mass. Now, listen, many of you know a lot about the names that are constantly called, the music that's constantly played. But I found this episode to be quite fitting because I think it's good to showcase also up and coming talent. I have joining me today a young man by the name of Ryan DeRiggs. You're going to find out where that DeRiggs comes in a second. But he goes by the name of Riggy Atmosphere. And Riggy has, of course, set a lovely sort of momentum. He's into the semis for the Groovy. And by the time you're seeing this, I hope everything will be well with him for the competition. Hope he gets through. Good morning. Hello, Riggy, and welcome to Lexan TV.
Good morning, Lexan. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me. Things are okay.
Let's start from the beginning. Ryan DeRiggs, let's talk about that creative gene that you have clearly inherited, because I found out by surprise that your father is none other than local talent, creative talent and playwright, Mr. Chris DeRiggs. So, have you ever done any acting? I have to ask.
I've never done any theater acting in earnest in terms of being involved in any of that, plays or anything like that. I've done things to help out the production. Like I've done sound stuff for the last Fed-On production that's going on. Some of the ads, the episodes where they're talking about the history of Fed-On, like I put together those clips, etc. In terms of theater in other art forms, I'm also a spoken word artist. I don't know if you would have heard of the Voices series that the Writers Association of Grenada used to have. That's where I really first started to perform spoken word and arts. You know, that was my first real stage adventure, spoken word. Yeah.
You're quite versatile actually, because I know you're not just a singer, you're a songwriter as well, you know, and you just mentioned, you know, poetry. What drew you to the connection of music?
I only just realized that, you know, I was really in love with the culture at home, you know, and so much of that culture is in the music, you know, and I could already write, and it's not that different, you know. Everything is connected. I am able to write songs because I am able to write poems, you know. is that sort of thing. So everything feeds into the other thing, and I don't really see them as separate entities in my creative journey. Everything I have done helps me to move forward. Yeah.
Why the decision to compete? I have been perusing some of your work via YouTube, your YouTube channel. I know in 2019 you had a song out. I think it was, is it
Properly, yeah. Properly was the first song. The first song I ever wrote. I made the music for that song. I wrote it. I sang it. I did the audio engineering on it, and it was really my first song ever. And I was doing music for like just a month, so that was just my first little thing.
We do it properly. Girl, I'm still learning on the way. I never know nothing about love, so you turn man to calypso. And I've written you a million love songs before, but I will not hesitate to write a million more. Cause girl, life too short to keep account and keep me score. For things that make you smile, so
That song has a fun. I have a fondness for that song. You know, being my first song. Maybe one day, like I'll remaster it to my abilities now. You know, because you could see the greenness in the production. You know, at that point. But if I was to do it now, it would sound a lot better, a lot more clean. You know. Yeah, but the words itself, they still, you know, hold a special place in my heart. I still enjoy performing that song if I get to, you know. Yeah.
It is a lovely song. It's lovely, and I think very valid point. Remastering and giving it a second life, so to speak. I think it can go places. I like it. Before moving on to entering the competition, getting into competition, saying, hey man, I'm going to get into this thing. Did you have anyone who would have inspired you, specifically in the art form, in Soca, Groovy, or on any of those platforms that inspired you to really take that next major step in competing?
My main musical inspiration is Mr. Jamo. I know him personally. And he's one of the persons who really like first gave me that confidence to, you know, do this music thing. I've actually had I have 2 songs that I'm holding on to right now that he actually produced. We worked on together. So I'm gonna hold on to them because, you know, the election disrupted the season, and the type of music it is, I want it to be appreciated because, you know, Mr. Jamo's time is precious. I don't want to really like just release the song and then like it just goes and no one really takes it on. So I think I'm going to hold on to it until the time is right, you know? Yeah.
Good. And that's a good person to have as a mentor, let me tell you. He's a dear friend of mine as well. True talent indeed. So let's get down to business. It's the return after 2 years, and you decided to give it a shot. Tell us a little bit about your song, Love in the House. I have a feeling, I checked it out, I have a feeling that this song has dual meanings, maybe triple meanings, I don't know, and I don't want to put you on the spot or anything, but I know from the get-go you talk about, you know, just being in charge of your house, you know, making sure everything, the foundation is strong, the love is strong. Tell us about the storyline and tell us about getting involved in the prelims. What was the experience like?
Prelims, it's kind of harder to me than performing with the band because, you know, it's hard to get that vibe, and there's just so much of us on the night, you know. The crowd is bound to get fatigued, the judge is bound to get fatigued, so you really have to stand out for yourself. You understand? There's no tricks to pull, it's just you and the mic, you know, so it's more difficult that way. And you know, normally when artists perform, it's not really that they're performing the entire song on like in regular events. You know, they pull up the song, they do whatever crowd thing, but it's not like that. You know, you're really up there just performing that track, so that's more difficult. I will say though that the artists backstage, they all welcoming. There's a sense of community and a sense of, you know, they support each other. So I was happy about that. I met Crave backstage. We linked up one time. I'm actually going to his launch. In terms of the song Love in the House, It is a song with multiple meanings. However, I'm not going to give away most of those meanings. I like to imply, and let the consumer info and make their own judgment on what it is I'm really talking about. But on the surface level, it's a story and a warning, to young men out there. If you don't take care of your household, somebody will take care of your household. That's the main message to the song. Okay?
Yeah.
So be careful,
Wow.
behave yourself. You understand that you won't have love in the house.
If all she know is papi show and stress outside, is love in the house. If you wanna have two girls, then is she satisfied? It's love when it fits in our loving zone, baby. It's love in the house.
Good message from one young man to all the nation's young men, specifically young men, behave yourself and be respectful. Yeah, man, you preach it, preach it, preach it, preach it. Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years in this specific, the art form?
I mean, I'm going to perform my best on tomorrow, regardless, and regardless of whatever the decision is, I'm still going to push forward, in my musical and creative journey. In the future, I'd like to do a little more writing for some more artists. I've done a song for Denise Belfort, I wrote a song for Denise Belfort, so I want to see if I can write songs for Trinidadian artists at home. They don't really like to be written for, but anyone I'm willing to work with them. As well as I will continue to enter the competition and continue to push my music. I have a lot of digital content coming out from my songs. There's gonna be acoustics for Love in the House, Aged Wine songs that I put out this year. So you can look out for that on my YouTube channel, Riggy Atmosphere. It's gonna be there. Anytime you type in Riggy Atmosphere on any social platform, you're gonna find my stuff. Yeah. There's one acoustic up there already for a song called Lump Sum. Understand? So if you like that sort of thing, you can check that out. Yeah.
You really cater for music lovers generally like me, who practically appreciates all genres, but also for, because I know you're dabbling in the Afro, and then you're dabbling here and there. And that in itself, I think that's a fantastic package. Stick with the songwriting. That to me is, one of the elements that many singers, wish they had. Because, you have incredible singers all over the world. But the songwriting aspect of it, hey, listen, you never know. You just never know. Yeah? You never know. So we look forward to seeing you in action, hearing your productions, and whatever the world has in store for you. I want to wish you all the best. Before you leave, before we wrap up, folks may have missed this. I did mention your dad. What was it like growing up with your dad, and how does he feel about you taking this major step, Brian?
Yeah, that's a very good relationship. Growing up with dad was funny. He's he has a good sense of humor, as you might imagine. He probably believes he has a better sense of humor than he actually does. But it's always laughs, it's always happy times. That is pretty excited about the idea that I want to be a creative. I want to be an artist. He's very supportive. He would always show up to the events that I'm performing at. And he always has a comment to make on the performance and what I should do and that sort of thing. So he's very involved, even down to probably my presence here on this interview. You understand? Yeah, he's very involved. So yeah.
Brian DeRay is of course known to now the Groovy Soca platform as Riggy Atmosphere. I just want to wish you all the best once more. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you. It's good to get to know you. I will definitely subscribe if I haven't already. I think I've already subscribed. But I will be following your work and sharing as much as I can from my platform as well. So keep up the good work and keep striving for greatness, man. All the best.
Thanks, Dixon. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Most
I wish you the best as well on the platform. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I want you to control your anger. to feel better. That's one thing to remember. No matter where you are, you can be a star. Stop and take a deep breath and relax yourself. Take another deep breath and relax it, and relax it. Eliminate violence.
One magical night, 7 distinguished contestants vying for one crown on one stage. The Spice Mass Corporation presents Majestic Wednesday on July 27th at the Spice Basket from 8 p.m. Come witness a majestic evening with colorful costumes, exquisite evening gowns, diverse talents, poise, and elegance. 7 delegates will represent their parishes to compete for the title of Miss Spice Mass 2022. Miss St. John, Aaliyah Charles, Miss St. David, Tamara Mitchell, Miss St. Mark, Junisha Hostin, Miss St. Patrick, Rohanda John, Miss St. Andrew, Shante John, Miss St. George, Risa McIntosh, and Miss Carrickoo and Pity Martinique, Kimlan Phillip. Admission only $50 more on the day. The beauty of our Spice Island ladies will shine on Majestic Wednesday, July 27th from 8 p.m. at the Spice Basket. See you there.
Welcome back to Vexan TV and this episode of Carnival Talk. We're getting closer to Grenada's, biggest festival, and it is the return. And on top of that, we have scores of Grenadians excited, not just in mass, but also in the art forms of soca and also calypso. I have no stranger to any of my platforms here, but she's a stranger to this platform because we've never linked up for TV, but we've linked up in the past. I have Valene Nedd with me today. I've known her forever. I've watched her grow. I've watched her change like a chameleon and fit into certain, spaces. And in 2019, well, matter of fact, in 2018, she wowed us with just her versatility in stepping into the realm of Dimanche Gras or Calypso. She made it to the semifinals, and then in 2019, she did it, boy. She was in the finals, and guess what? She's back after the break, and she is getting ready for the semis of Calypso finals this Sunday. Welcome to Vexan TV. Yeah. Welcome. It's a pleasure.
Finally.
Finally. Listen. But nothing before it's time, because you see what's happening here. Yeah, I saw the news and I'm like, this is a perfect time for us to connect because we have a lot of catching up to do. Clearly, you've grown so much as an artist and an entrepreneur that I felt that we needed to have this conversation. Long overdue. Valene, a lot of people have followed your journey. A lot of people know about where you've been in terms of performing various genres. Man, you're so damn talented, let me tell you, girl. Let me tell you. But tell us share your journey with us in the sense of your brand, building your brand, facing challenges that may have, that you may have witnessed or experienced, What was it like? And I know you've made certain changes, you're an entrepreneur, you have various other elements that you added to your forte. So tell us about the journey. Tell us about it.
First and foremost, well, I think by now everybody should know that it has not been easy. There are times when I felt like I've always just been picked on. The person that they could just throw jabs at, the person that they could scrutinize, the person that they could criticize. So it has not been easy for me. Every year seems brand new. Every year feels brand new, But I roll with the punches. I'm very strong. Music is something that I love. It's something that I enjoy. It's something that I don't think that anybody could take away from me, And I'm just living it day by day.
I know you have your studio. Tell us a little bit about that if you can.
I run a business, V's Recording Services, where I do background vocals for a lot of artists, top artists in the Caribbean. And I mean, it's amazing to say the least. I think if I start doing a lot more marketing, the workload will be extra heavy. Is one of the reasons why I haven't really, done that as yet. Because remember, I still have to focus on my stuff. But it's going good.
That's
It's
good.
going, yeah.
That's so good. That's so good. And I think, even as creatives, we need to also tap into the other skill sets, and I'm happy that you say you've been doing that, and it's like the words of Wizard, Black Wizard, when the carnival over, hey, money still got to be made. So listen. So when that is done, then I look forward to seeing much more from you in terms of collaborating or even your services as a background
Yes.
vocalist. That's excellent. You started a journey in 2018, and now you're back again at it, girl. I'm hoping and praying for you. But why that specific stage?
Listen, when you have people who pushing you, and I was being pushed for a lot of years. Why don't try the match girl? Why don't try the match girl? You're doing backup vocals for all these Calypsonians. Why don't try the match girl? Well, you have to learn 3 verses, sometimes 4 verses. And then, when you have the pre-chorus leading up to the chorus, sometimes it changes, the lyric changes, the vibe changes. And I was kind of lazy back then, to having to be learning these songs and stuff. So I always more opted for just doing the backups. I can't even remember. This guy from Trinidad, yes, this guy from Trinidad listened to Great Things in 2017 and asked me, why you don't try the match graph? Because he find out that Great Things was suitable for the match graph. So he took my contact and stuff, and I said, well, I'll give it a little bit of consideration. 2018 comes, we kind of close to, we almost in the height of the carnival season, and he comes now with these 2 songs, and I was like, you know what, I'll give it a try. Contacted some of the tents. I got through with Zingo tent, and the rest is history. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it.
That's good. Because I mean, how amazing is it that you get to experience the various the energy level is different, exactly. the lyrical content is more thought-provoking, and we're going to get to your selections for this year as well. But I'm happy that you're loving it, and I'm happy that you mentioned, in the past, you had your own personal setbacks, you felt you procrastinated a bit, and it's very admirable that you said, listen, I give it a shot.
We're seeing all those top artists from overseas being scrutinized daily, and they're rich. So who is me?
You got to keep pushing. Let me tell you, you got to keep pushing.
They never stop. So why,
Exactly. And speaking about not stopping and not giving up, let's shift a little and focus on gender now, because how do you feel? Back in the past, there've been scores of women participating in the various prelim rounds and making it, we had Miami with Road March. We had way back, Miss Pamela Courtney and that sort of thing. How do you feel? How do you feel about the women in the art form in terms of, if there's anything that can be done for growth? And mind you, this is your opinion, your perspective, from your point of view. What do you feel needs to be done or can be done?
Personally, when you look at some of our female artists in Grenada, I don't see anything that they are not doing. I think that they have been doing a lot. I think that we all have been projecting a lot. There are a lot of female artists out there who even are into doing visuals. I haven't even tapped into that yet. I probably have maybe 1 or 2 visuals to speak about. And there are some of them that have many. I think the challenge is we're in a male-dominated industry. There's no balance. And then when other females seeing you, like stating back to being scrutinized, it discourages them. They don't want to go up on stage and have people speaking bad about them.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the issues.
Yeah. It's been a tricky thing in our society, I think, in a lot of other areas, and
Beautiful voices, some of them have the vibe, energy. It's like, why you don't give it a try? Me, Papa? They're afraid. Or what you're afraid of? Yes, you the street all you.
Yeah. And you know, whilst we're talking about it, I cannot move on without mentioning my good buddy, Pinky Fabulous, you know.
Yeah. Hello, hi.
She's just living
A
her best
woman
life right now,
of
and she's doing it,
not giving up.
not giving up.
You can't study and you can't worry about people.
No, no, you just gotta do what you're doing.
You
You know, once
just
you love it,
because people will
yeah,
love you. People will love you. People would not love you. Gravitate to the ones who love you. Gravitate to the ones who cheer for you, and ignore the
yeah.
rest.
You know what?
Yes,
It's not a unique situation. It happens to even the biggest stars in the world.
it
Look at it this
does.
way. Everyone in the world is not going to appreciate you or like or you know value what you do. But that
Exactly.
small group of persons who constantly have your back and constantly wait for material to come out and constantly that's your driving
And
force.
that's why I'm still here today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep it up, man. Keep it up. Keep it up. So let's talk. I know the semis is today, so let's talk about your selections. We have Blessings and Bang Bang. Now, I'm using this Bang Bang, but I know it's not that
Yeah,
Bang
yeah.
Bang we're talking
But
about, but I love it. So let's break down firstly Blessings. Tell us a little bit about the storyline behind Blessings.
well, first and foremost, I must say that thank you to Mr. Jamo, Mr. Edson Mitchell. I call him Dad. You know, he's my father in music. So God bless him for giving me these two selections. It was written back in 2019. He started writing Blessings on his way from the finals of the Match Gras because he would have watched the whole competition and stuff like that. And he was like, nah, Valley. That's what he calls me, Valley. So it's like he got the vision and stuff like that. And he started like getting the ideas and the lyrics and stuff like that for Blessings based on my experience. What is for you cannot be for no other one, you know? And I think that's just the giveaway line.
Love it.
You're
Love it.
blessed and
Love
you're
it.
high. Let nobody stay different.
That's right.
So when they think I'm tired and I'm weary, and they got me down on the floor, there's 10,000 angels getting ready to give them a spirit floor. I'm counting my blessings. I'm counting them one by one. I'm counting my blessings. No weapons can bring me down.
That person you want to work with, but the king himself, right? King Ajal. You know it's going to come from the heart. Whatever he gives you, it's going to come from the heart. It's going to transcend through you, and you're going to just do your best, doing what you love to do, doing your best.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Let's talk Bang Bang.
Bang Bang. Bang Bang is another selection again. Well, this one is a more, let's say, a little bit male-ish type, you know. We'll be like throwing jabs at the situations that arises in the calypso, you know, from having monotonous music, monotonous topics and stuff like that. And it's like year after year, we keep hearing the same things over and over and over again. So what are you really judging? You know, what are you judging based on? You have you have 5 calypsonians singing basically the same topics. So where's your originality? Then you have some calypsos that sung like calypsos in the past. I was jabbed and jumped on in 2018, but then you still have calypsonians doing content up to this day that songs the same as previous years. Right. So how you judge that?
Wow.
Yeah.
You're gonna step on some toes with that one, girl.
Hello.
But hey, social commentary. That's what it's about.
And I always believe you don't always have to I'm not the type, I don't know if I might do it in the future, but where like taking jabs at politicians and stuff like that, I don't believe in that. I think that there's so much of different topics that we could take jabs at the pedophiles, you know, take jabs at the fathers that are not taking care of their kids. If you want to take jabs at the school system that is failing, you know, failing our kids. you know, take jabs at society and how we treating each other as people. But then every year we keep, it's like, you can tell what they're going to sing about. And that's how I dropped it with Dad. I said, Dad, they're going to sing about this, they're going to sing about that, they're going to sing about the other, they're going to sing. So he just decided to write something, you know.
Well, I want to wish you all the best. I am looking forward to it. Wow. Wow. And I can tell you're in your zone. I can tell you're in your zone. You're passionate about those two topics. I know you're in your zone. So just go there and just wow them and do you. And that's all you can do, right? Because, you know, the judge's decision,
it's fine.
It's final no matter what.
This interview, do the right thing. Be fair, be honest in your judgment. It's about we selling a product and you want your best to go out there. All of these things are things that people should take into consideration.
That's right. That's some truth there, girl. That's some truth. See, I told you, nothing before it's time. Nothing before it's time. But I'm very happy that you've made some time to share on Lexan TV and to your fans, non-fans. I hope you've got some new fans now based on the way you think your psyche. And I'm so happy that you made some time to share with me today. I want to wish you all the best, not just with the semis later on, but also with your future endeavors in your career and your passion. Doing what you absolutely love to do the most. And it's to be an artist.
Thanks so much.
Congratulations again and all the best.
Yes, thanks again.
I appreciate it. You're welcome. Take care.
Bless.
It's good to see you.
Authentic Grenadian products are now only a mouse click away at GrenadaMarket.com. Nutmeg and guava jams, jellies and the syrups, world famous nutmeg pain relief spray, black sage, soursop, lemongrass, and bois bande bar. Ordering is simple and friendly. All major credit cards accepted. Safe, secure shopping guaranteed. GrenadaMarket.com ships your product anywhere in the world. So when you can't go to the island, the products off the island can be sent to you. Just log on to www.GrenadaMarket.com and experience our quick delivery and homely service.
Well, that's it for this episode of Carnival Talk. Reminding you again, it's a 7-part series that we took some time to put together to pay some homage and also to feature individuals and groups as they get ready for the return of Grenada's biggest festival, Spice Mass. Yes, it's coming back. In the coming weeks, we are going to be venturing into Pan and also Carnival bands. So that's it for this week's episode. Have a fantastic week ahead. Don't forget the Carnival Queen Show comes up this Wednesday, 8 o'clock at the Spice Basket. Don't miss it. Go on out, support each and every one of the beautiful delegates representing very proudly their various parishes. So, take good care. We'll see you next time. I'm Lexan Fletcher for Lexan TV. Don't forget, it's where it's all about that. Bye-bye.